York. Now in the great state of Texas, filming cooking, tech, home, beauty, workout, pets at Nietzsche Home Studios in Fort Worth, Texas. Amazon live streamer Christina Nietzsche.
Hello, hi everybody. How's everybody doing? Let me know. I see we have Evans already in the chat. Hi Evans, how are you? Thank you for joining. For those that are new, my name is Christina Nietzsche. And today the show is actually sponsored by RDX Sports. They're a globally known brand that features high quality but budget friendly both combat sports equipment and fitness equipment. So shout out to RDX who has supplied us with all the goods that you see here today. We are going to be doing mobility. I'm actually going to be doing my entire mobility routine with you guys live. And if anything, I suggest doing some sort of full mobility routine designated just to mobility on like at least 1 to 3 days per week. And you know, you could actually do mobility 7 days a week if you'd wanted to, but an actual designated routine, I would definitely suggest at least once or twice. All right, so what we're gonna do first is kind of talk a little bit about, we've got a cart behind us that features all the stuff back here, which is by RDX, and we have used all of them and we approve all of them. So I like to test out products before I actually like promote them, and I can definitely vouch for them, let you know that they're really, really good quality. And if you have any questions about anything, just let me know. Hi, Jan, how are you? We're doing mobility and stretching tonight, so nice and relaxed. I actually have my little iPad right over there with, I took like a little snapshot. I use an app to track all of my workouts and my mobility and stuff like that. And so all these exercises that I do on a consistent basis, I have them kind of like right there. So we're gonna talk about all of them. I'll show you how to do them, and if any of them need a variation, which I don't think that they will looking at them, there could be a couple variations. If you need any and you have any issues and you feel like maybe it's a little bit too advanced, just let me know and I'll see if I can come up with something a little bit more simplified for you. So mobility is, and I just wanna talk about this because I'm very, very passionate about this. So mobility is one of the things that is known for people with long lives. So one of the things that starts to deteriorate or we start to deteriorate very quickly when we age if we don't have mobility in our lives. So if you lose, like, you know, balance is one of them. Balance is very important. Mobility, stretching, strength is another part of that as well. So we want to make sure that we still have muscle. Muscle is going to be a huge component of also healthy bones. And as we age, we know that those things they can become brittle, and we can become more prone to falling. So balance is huge as well. That's why I really like to promote like longevity stuff, stuff that we can do in the long term, and stuff that, you know, I just add kind of a more intense fitness portion of it. But I do like to go I kind of like live my life like the centenarians would in these blue zones, aside from the fact that, no, I'm not living in Italy in the mountains somewhere, which would be amazing, but we're doing what we can do here in the state of Texas. So we're just modifying a lot of stuff. All right, so behind me, I have the first thing. We're gonna talk about the first two things in the carousel, and then we're gonna get into some mobility. And you guys already know my style. What I like to do is we do like a set, then we rest, then we go over a product. So we kind of like alternate between. Now I do have many other RDX products as well, and so do they in their own store. They have their own storefront as well, so make sure that you're following them too on Amazon. But I have numerous products and variations of some of the stuff that I'm going to show you today. So I don't have every single product from them in my carousel, but just know that there is a variation. So the first thing that we're going to show you is, and this is actually the first, like I said, the first two items here. These are soundless. I have like a couple videos where I tried these on. So we're going to show you first this is actually the sauna vest. So One of the things about the sauna suits and the sauna vests is they help produce more sweat. Now, sweat is a portion of how we lose fat. And I do want to kind of explain, I think it's important to know like how we lose fat. And I think Mr. Mod's going to play the video for you guys as we're chatting a little bit. So one of the things, and I'm going to show you, let's talk about the sauna vest first. So I am wearing a size small, and just to put things into perspective, I'm about like 125, 128 pounds, somewhere right around there. I rarely weigh myself these days. But the inside has this material where you are going to sweat. Like this is gonna make you sweat. And just to put things into perspective, I was sweating almost immediately. And I was actually just trying it on for you guys. It's got a very heavy duty zipper. And the material, the outside is very soft. It's, how I can describe it is, it has a reflective on here so you can go out running with this. But how I can describe this, I don't want to say it's like a felt feeling, but it's almost kind of like that, but not like, it's really hard to explain. It's soft. It's soft and it's very, very lightweight. Like when you get it, you're probably going to be shocked. Like, well, how is this thing going to make me sweat? But it's the secret inside here that's going to get it done. This is going to go over top of like your sports bra. And the whole idea, the more areas that this thing touches skin-wise, the more it's gonna make you sweat. So once it's like that contact with the skin that really makes you sweat, which is why the next thing in the carousel is seriously next level. So this is actually now I can't tell you I've looked at every single product out there on the market, but this is the first I've seen of sauna leggings. Like I feel like that's next level. So the sauna leggings are kind of like the same deal. It's made out of the same material. They fit like a glove. I'm telling you, I'm wearing a size small. They fit very well. They've got a heavy duty, they've got a zipper on the side and then a Velcro closure as well. And they've got those reflective lines on there too. So the reflective portions. So you can go out running with these if you want to. But they fit perfectly, and the entire inside, by the way, is this material. Like the whole entire thing is this material. So when I tell you that you're gonna sweat, you are definitely gonna sweat. You know what, like famous term that I'm not gonna say, like sweat your you know what off, like you're really gonna do that. So it's pretty intense. So, and I've already washed these. If you're wondering, you can just throw them in the wash. I actually don't turn them inside out, but here's a little tip. So I wash them this way, right? But when I take them out, what I'll do is just because you're gonna notice that this material will, it's kind of like, you'll see like droplets of water on it. And so, for that reason, I would actually take the whole entire thing and just hang it up to dry. Don't put it in the dryer. Don't put any of those in the dryer, by the way. Hang them up to dry, but hang them inside out. And I kind of learned that I don't want to say the hard way, it's not really hard, but it was kind of like, I didn't read about it. I was just like, okay, well, I'll just leave it the way it is. But I noticed that it was not drying on the outside. So as soon as you just take them out of the wash, put them inside out, and then just hang them up. And they dry really, really quickly. All right, so I'm gonna show you the next thing after, but we're gonna go ahead and of course, if you guys have questions, please let me know. Please, don't feel shy. I promise I am super, super nice. And if you have any questions about any of the products, just let me know. I'll be checking in with the chat back and forth here. So let me check. Speaking of the chat, let's check up with you guys and see how everybody's doing here. I want to make sure I said hello to everybody, see if anybody joined. Meat faces here. Bench press the entire house. Yes, yes, you know it. Yes, Evans, you knew exactly what I was talking about. Evans knows. Evans is floating in the pool. I love it. She's like living the life out there. Okay, so you like the intro? Oh, Jan says, love the intro. I'm just now seeing that. I saw that you joined and I said hi and then I didn't see that portion of it. Yeah, Mr. Mod was actually that announcing voice. He is, if you get a chance to hear the ending tonight, we have another song that we're going to be playing that me and Mr. Mod sang. So if you want to hear that, Evans, you're not shy. I don't believe that. Missy, hi, it's been a long time. How are you? Great to see you. I'm so happy that you're here. All right, so this is where the healing part gets in. I'm going to get on the floor now. Take your shoes and socks off. Get comfortable, all right? And let me talk to you a little bit about what is going on. So I have all my exercises right here and my little iPad. And there's a certain technique that you want to do. And that technique is you want to release the muscle first. So what does that mean? What you're doing is you ever realize how, like, let's say you have a muscle that's really sore or maybe it's like strained and you feel like it's a chronic thing that you're dealing with this muscle issue. Releasing the muscle basically puts pressure on that muscle and helps break up those muscle fibers and allows you to be able to heal, okay? And so the way I do this is you do a muscle release technique, which I'm gonna show you. You can just get, I just got these from Amazon. They're just lacrosse, it's a set of lacrosse balls. And you can get them on Amazon. It's no fancy brand or anything like that. So I might keep them in here. I think I'm just gonna use one? I'm gonna use one. So you could use one or you can keep them together and use two. But you want something that's got a little bit of give, right? You don't want something that's like super, super hard. And so we're gonna basically find that area. I've on and off for years and years and years, and I feel like I did lifelong damage by when I first started in my years of fitness. For like some years when I was in my 20s, I wasn't following, like I realized that my pelvis was turning under when I wasn't doing squats properly. And this was like when I first started lifting, right? And over the years, you realize that, well, if you don't stretch and you don't work that area specifically and target that area, then what can happen is you have issues later on in life and you have to do things to maintain that. So now I'm kind of at like a maintenance point in my life where I know that my QL was sensitive in the past. I don't want it to continue, and I want to make sure that I'm continuing this feeling of no pain. So what I do is I go to that problem area that I feel, is a little or maybe it's a little sensitive, and I do like a little release technique. So let's say, for instance, you have a glute muscle. Maybe it's a little weak. You do like a release technique, and that'll help when you go into stretching. So we do muscle release, we do stretching and mobility, and then we do strengthening, okay? I might leave out a couple of the strengthening just because I need some type of bench, and none of these in here are gonna do it. It's gonna be too high for me. But I'll show you what you can do. We might be able to do a little bit of kind of like maybe make some a little bit of changes, and I might be able to do something a little different. All right. Now that we've done all the talking, let me show you the area that I had issues. And this is I think it's a big problematic area for a lot of people, just because once it's irritated, it's not something that will go unnoticed. You will always know if you have an issue with a QL, your quadratus laborum on one side, which is it's basically the inner muscle on the lower sides of each portion on your back. So you got a QL over here, you got a QL over here. And it's deep within. It basically starts at your hip, at the very top of your hip, and it goes all the way up to, it's also very close to your spine too. So it starts at your hip, the top of your hip bone, and then it goes up to the very bottom of your rib cage. So it's like this piece right in here, and it's deep, and you won't usually be able to target it unless you get something like this or something that kind of reaches in that area. Really got to kind of like dig in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to release that first, and I'm also going to I'm working at building my glute medius, which is that side portion. And I know that, like, for me, I've always had one side that's weaker than the other. And so I'm always very cognizant of that. And I make sure that I'm kind of doing that properly. So we're just gonna do one exercise of each just for time's sake, because I do need to go over the products as well. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna find that area, don't put it on your spine. Find that area that is a little bit like intense, right? And you just kind of like, I'm gonna move my leg a little bit. There we go. And you're just kind of roll on it for a minute and just kind of sit on it and let it do its thing. Just kind of like put the pressure on there. You shouldn't be like, it should be a little tender. Any muscle that you're working, any like muscle release, you're gonna feel a little bit of tenderness. Should it be unbearable? No, but you should feel a little tenderness going on. And I still, even though I don't have major issues with it anymore, I still have a little bit, like I feel like it's in the very ends of the complete healing process. But I know that, that area has been tender for so long, that I really need to make sure I'm paying attention to that, and still like I'm probably always gonna be very aware of it. So you can do anywhere from like 20 to 30 seconds on that one specific area. And that's, again, just breaking up those muscle fibers. It's essentially what you do when you foam roll. You're breaking up those muscle fibers. It's called myofascial release, which is just a fancy name for muscle release, breaking up muscle fibers. I don't like to use crazy scientific terminology on an everyday basis when I'm talking to people, just because that's not how people talk, and nobody, I feel like it just makes it so confusing. Like that's not how I would talk to my friends. So I'm not going to talk to like, everybody that I meet that way. It's kind of silly, right? All right. So that's nice and released. Now we're going to do, can you do that with a tennis ball? Yes. Yes, you can. You totally can. Because a tennis ball has a little bit of, where's my little area? Oh yeah, you're gonna feel it. So on the side glute, you're not doing the your IT band, but there should be an area where you feel that it's tender. It could be anywhere, right? Just not your spine. You might have like a sore, maybe you have a sore bicep muscle. You can do it against the wall. There's other techniques you can do. Maybe you have a sore calf muscle. And I also have a foam roller too. Foam rolling is good, but I'm just kind of like finding that area on the glute medius, and I'm leaning into it. I feel the tender part. So now we're just gonna stick here for just a minute, and then we're gonna get into the exercises. So I've got, let's see here, and I'll tell you which ones are the strengthening ones. Most of these are gonna be mobility. So we've got, and this is my official routine. Now, as we're doing this, I'm going to show you these compression pants. I got a little video for you guys. Okay. Alrighty, now we're gonna get into the moves. Now, what I do is I actually do mobility first thing in the morning too. I have 2 moves that I do literally every single morning. So my routine is this. I get up, go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, and as I'm brushing my teeth, I literally do these moves. Not like every single time, like it without fail every single time. And that is gonna be hip circles. So hip circles, you can do them standing or you can do them lying down. I think for this, because we're already on the floor, I think we're gonna do these lying down. Now those compression pants I just showed you, I'm wearing a size small. Those are for compression. They're not really for going to the gym and working out because they are very, very thin. They are for helping with like the muscle, like, so they what they do is they help with like speeding up the process of recovery. When they're basically bringing blood flow because they're compression. So, all right, that's what those are for. So what we're gonna do is we are gonna bend at a 90-degree angle, all right? and then I'm gonna come up, you're gonna flex, you're gonna do dorsiflexion. This with your foot is dorsiflexion, this is flexion. So dorsiflexion, we're gonna keep it like that. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna come up, and then we're gonna go within the moves of basically the movements of the hip socket. So when you come up this angle, then you come down, keeping the foot flexed the whole time. And then we're gonna come back, you're gonna come up like this. We're gonna do one exercise per side. And if you hear crackling, like, I don't know if the camera's actually picking that up, but I have a little crackling going on one side. That's fine, as long as you don't feel pain. You should not feel pain with this. Feel free to use your hand to stabilize. Stabilize with your core too, make your core nice and tight, hold it in. And Zaquan is here. Hi, Zaquan. Welcome back. Thanks for coming back. All right. And then we're going to do another round of these on the other side. And this is great to do in the morning. You really do want to work on mobility. I cannot stress how important it is. Now, on a normal basis, what I would do is I would do 3 rounds, so basically 3 sets on each side, and we're just doing 1 just for like time's sake. So, all right, next side. Let me move up just a little bit here. Hopefully I gotta remember that I have a mic on. All right. And so do these slow because you really want to go through the movement here as you're keeping that knee bent. So see how I'm kind of turning like this and then coming around. I'm coming back up, turning. And then we're going to do the same thing. You can put your hand here if you feel like you want to keep like a straight line with your neck and your spine. So nice and relaxed. I am using the RDX yoga mat. No need to show you a video. We got it right here. All right, and then we're gonna do cat-cow next. So this is, so I do these in the morning, but I do them standing up. You can do them standing up too. Let me show you how you do that. I gotta hold on to something though. If you're standing up, just like this. So you do them standing up. And you might find that one area is a little bit more flexible than the other. Mandy, hi Mandy, thank you so much for the follow. Now we're gonna be doing cat-cow, okay? It's a yoga move. I'm not a yogi though, but we're gonna be doing that next. Now I did promise you we would do kind of like product, RDX product, rep, and then, some sets and reps, and then we're gonna do RDX products. I'll actually go over 2 of these. So let me stand up here first and I'll show you. So RDX just came out with upgraded gloves. And they're very similar to these gloves right here, except for these are the fingerless gloves. I will tell you, if anybody wants to know what my favorite is, fingerless gloves are always my #1 choice, just because I'm a very minimal type person when it comes to them, but they've upgraded their gloves. So these are new, you can get them in multiple colors. So they do have a grip, but they don't interfere with your natural grip. So let me come a little closer so you guys can see this. So we've got this rubber grip right here, and they've got little accents of rubber where you need them. And this is gonna close. It's just got a Velcro closure. I was trying with one hand here. You guys know what I'm trying to do. You can put them in the wash, just don't dry them. And then they've got a release where you can either pull on both of these or you can pull on one of these. So I love that because instead of me having to pull on every single little finger like I've had to do with previous brands, I can just pull them off very quickly. So this is what I prefer when I lift, and I do lift very consistently, so I have to wear gloves. and unfortunately, you cannot 100% prevent callus, like the little things, you know, that you get right here. It is what it is. I feel like you can always, me being a lifter, you can always tell a lifter by looking at their hands. So Christina had us learn a move called the turtle. Wait, and it was hard, but oh my gosh, Alan. I was like, wait a minute, did I? So we actually don't need to play this video for the gloves. I'm just gonna show you these gloves. These are the full-length gloves. There are many people that prefer full-length gloves. And same thing with this one. Hey, Luis, how are you? Welcome. You're just in time because we're getting ready to do the second mobility exercise. So this right here, this is, and Evans is gonna love this because she loves purple. Same idea with this, and they even have the release here, and these are, you can use these to scroll with your phone. They left a nice area right here, so this way you can still use your phone with it. So let me show you what I'm talking about. So here's my chat with you guys, and so you can just go like this, you see? And now you can scroll through products. Pretty cool, right? All right. So that's these. Hey, Presley, how are you? Oh, no, don't worry. You know what? Don't apologize, Luis, for being late. You're here. That's all that matters. So that's all I care about. Like, as long as you guys are here, like, I love it. I love it. And I understand sometimes when you guys can't make it. It is what it is. Life happens, right? But whenever you guys show up, it literally means the world to me. So I appreciate you guys. I really do. All right, so we're gonna get into the next exercise. For those just joining, we did hip circles. So you can do them standing like this. You're just putting your body through the movement. Do them on each side. You can do these lying down, which is what we did. Now we're doing something called cat-cow, and this is gonna work every single area in your spine and like your lower back. And if you have any sensitivities, you shouldn't feel any pain. So just FYI, if you're feeling any pain, just stop. Amazon customer, thank you so much for the follow. So we're gonna do cat-cow now. You're gonna get on all fours, and I'm gonna do this a little bit differently. So some people you'll just see moving the entire back, arching up, and then going back down. But instead of me doing that, I am gonna I'm gonna start from the back and then go to the front. So it's gonna kind of be like this and like this. It's not gonna be arching and then flexing or vice versa, right? So get on all fours, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna tuck your pelvis under and then arch. And then slowly do the back first, if you can. We'll do a total of 10 of these. So this would be 2. 3, got a little crackling going on. Is that 4? 5, 6, 7, 8. I feel like I have to concentrate for these. 9. And we're gonna do one more. 10. Okay. All right, now we're gonna do a seated torso twist, okay? The yoga mat we're actually featuring that next, and that is what we're on. This is the 100% 100% natural rubber yoga mat, but they do have other options. So check their storefront out, check my storefront out. You can actually click on the link and you can go directly to the RDX storefront from there. and check out their products as well. This comes in different patterns, so if this is not like your thing, I just happen to love greens and blues and things like that. All right, so what we're gonna do now is, this is gonna be kind of a weird move, and this is gonna work the hips. I think I might need to get on the end of the mat here. Well, we'll do it like this. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna sit like this with your feet flexed. You're gonna bring them out wide, and then you're gonna, like this. Oh, actually, I need to bring them to where they're at an angle here. We want them to get, there we go. And then we're gonna turn, bring this in front, so whatever you have to do to adjust, and then come down as far as you can. Just don't be hard on yourself, just keep your back kind of flat. So you don't wanna be like this. You should feel a stretch in your glute. And so then you're gonna do the same thing. Slowly turn, get these down first. That's the whole idea here. Readjust if you need to, and then come down. So remember, not like this. You don't wanna be hunched. Come back up. Turn. Come down. I hear my dogs in the other room. And this is, like I said, you could do this honestly, you could do this as many days as you want to. There's nothing, I have never really heard of many people or anybody doing too much mobility. It's usually the latter. It's usually like when people don't do anything, right? Yeah, Alan's saying hi to all my dogs, Cairo, Anaya, and Luna. All right, we're gonna do one more of these on the other side. And then, oh, you know what? Do I have my band? I might need to get, oh, I do, I have them right there. I have my band set, because we're gonna use those today. Okay, we're gonna do something else called hip airplanes. Have you guys ever heard of hip airplanes? Okay, so, oh, that's cute, Alan. Hip airplanes. Let me show you. So, I could do them against a wall. Can I do them against a wall? I think I'm gonna use this. We're gonna bring this over here. I'm gonna turn this slightly, and this is what we're gonna do. So you do wanna grab a hold of something. Let's bring this over here. That'll be better. All right, so what I'm gonna do is you wanna start out, should I show you the other? I think I'm gonna show you this way first so you guys can actually see the angle, what I'm trying to do here. All right, so you're gonna come down like this, and then you're gonna turn out and hold it for 5 seconds. You are turning in external rotation in your hips. Internal, if you have any internal issues, you can go like this, hold it for another 5 seconds. I'm primarily working, I'm gonna do 5 on each side. So these are hip airplanes. Some people can do them without, feel free if you have good balance. I feel like you can get a better stretch if you hold onto something, because you can kind of pull yourself out. I have done these without, I mean, you can do them without, but I feel like you're not, like sometimes you kind of wobble. I feel like I'm not able to get a good stretch, and I still have to kind of like hold on to something to really get in there. Do 2 more. I think we're on 3. It is good to work on balance though. So I would say if you can, work on some balance. And then I'm gonna get a good stretch in. All right, now we're gonna do the other side. This way you guys can see. So come down, you should feel the stretch in your hamstring. Turn, your knee should remain slightly bent. All right, and remember, if you have any internal, if you have some issues with internal rotation, you can turn in like this as well. So we got 4 more. All right, 3, 4, and one more, 5. Okay. All right. Let me catch up with the chat here. So the bands that we're actually getting ready to use the band, so I don't even need to show you guys a video on that one. Let me see. Okay, no, actually that's gonna be the next one. So we'll show you the bands in just a second. So we're gonna be doing what's called the world's greatest stretch. Has anybody heard of the world's greatest stretch before? Let me know in the chat. It is, once you learn the world's greatest stretch, you'll never forget it. It's a very distinct, okay, so Evan says no. It's a very distinct stretch, and they call it that because it pretty much works like your entire body. So if you're able to do this, start in a plank position, kind of like actually you're gonna be in a raised plank position. So like this. And then you're gonna take one leg and you're gonna bring it in between the two. And then what you're gonna do is reposition if you need to. Your hand should be on the opposite inner part of your heel or your inside of your foot. And then what you're gonna do is you're not turning your hips. You're keeping your hips straight, but you're turning your torso. And then you're just gonna hold. It is called the world's greatest stretch. And then you bring it down, you bring your other one in here, and you do the other side. We're gonna do 5 of these on each side. This is 2. Yeah, I have done it before. It does your back, it does your hips, your hip flexor, your arms. It does your lats, your glutes, your lower back. That's why it's called the world's greatest stretch, because it literally does everything. These are all great exercises, says Jan. Thank you, Jan. This is my official routine for mobility and stretching. And it's literally the key. It's one of the huge keys to longevity and health is stretching and mobility. It's so important. All right, another one. And then we're gonna go into a little bit of strengthening after this. I have a couple I'm adding though. And I'll probably add these to my routine. I'm gonna do like a spinal twist. Keeping your spine mobile is super important. I'm not even counting, but I'm gonna make this the last one. Okay, so this is what I'm adding. I am adding this one. This is gonna be, you're gonna feel it in the hip flexor. This is like a half pigeon pose. You're gonna feel it in the hip flexor right here. You're gonna feel it in the glute. We're just gonna do one on each side, right? Bring it up. So now I can show you. Glute, you're gonna feel it on the in part of your right in here in the glute. And then you're gonna feel in that hip flexor. Just kind of sit into it and relax and breathe. And then we're gonna do a spinal twist. All right, this is probably one of my favorites. So you're gonna, elbow goes in with your knee, you hug it, your arm, actually I'm gonna show you this length, this way first, this side first, it's easier. This, just like this, hand goes here straight, look back, breathe. Release your neck first, then your arm. Same thing on this side. Always remember to breathe. I'm just doing one of these. Okay, all right. So now we're gonna do, oh, hold on, let me go back to these. I'm doing the bands. So these come in different colors, but it's a set that you get 2 bags. I don't have these in the bags. I don't have the bags with me today, but so the first one of these has they're just resistance bands, but they're made out of like a cotton blend material. And then I showed these last time on the RDX one. And then they also have the rubber. Boxing, yes, I actually started boxing, but just at home, not professionally. It's actually a really good cardio. I'll show you that after. So it's got the rubber in here so they're non-slip, but we're gonna pick one of these. Now this one, resistance, it's got light, so this is 18 to 32 pounds of resistance, and it really depends on your strength level, and that's why there's a variation. 30 to 50 pounds of resistance, 45 to 70 pounds of resistance. Okay. Oh, hold on. I don't know what happened here. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to use, we're doing plank clamshells. So this is going to help with strengthen the glutes. I am working on strengthening my glute medius, which is an area that is usually weaker if you have dealt with like lower back issues, like QL issues. A lot of the times, if you have a messed up QL, look at the glute medius, and that's usually something that you need to strengthen. Apparently, my left side is weaker than my right side, which would make sense. Mr. Mod does not box, but maybe he will one day. You just never know. All right, so now you can do them 2 ways. You can do them just laying down. You want to put them right above the knees like this, and your feet, you want your feet to remain together, but we're going to take it up a notch, and we're going to do, it's called a plank clamshell. So you want your elbow in line with your shoulder, and this is just for the sake of not hurting yourself. You don't want it right here, and you don't want it right here. You want it right in line to support, and you're going to kind of like curl up a little bit. You're going to be at this little like angle thingy that I have going on, and you're going to hold it for 5 seconds, okay? We're going to do 10 of these on each side, and you will feel it. Okay, it's gonna seem like it's not hard. I feel like when I do these, it's not gonna look like it's hard, but I'm telling you, it is hard. It's not easy. Like, I will be suffering. All right, so this will strengthen the glute medius. This is gonna be that nice side glute right here. A lot of people are weak in that area, which can lead to back problems and QL problems. So we don't want that, right? So we're gonna come up first on the knees, and then we're gonna hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it down, come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is this 5? I was about to say 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I am already struggling. 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What did I commit to? 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to squeeze the glute. And then 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. I'm actually sweating. Did anybody do these with me? And if so, are you sweating? Like, I'm totally sweating. I don't sweat. And for those that know me, like if you've been around long enough on my, it takes a lot for me to sweat. At least I'm not sweating profusely, but I'm definitely sweating. And I'm in the air conditioning. All right, so same thing. Come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm losing track here. Was it 4 or 5? 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think so. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 2 more. 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, okay. Whew. So we have, this is the one that I said that I don't think we're going to be able to do in here, but it's called side step ups. Normally you would do this on a platform. We're going to show you the boxing stuff first. We're going to show you the RDX. Now there's 3 sizes before we show the video. There is a 5.5 foot, I think it's like 7 is 7.5 feet. And then there's a child's one too, which is pretty cool, child's punching bag. So we're gonna show you, you can either use water or sand in the base to keep it stable. We used water, and take a look. All right, so it's got a cover and everything. We're gonna show you these next. So these are the upgrades. Now you do get the gloves with the boxing, with the punching bag, but you can upgrade, which will give you thumb protection and extra padding. Luis thought I was gonna go do a real live boxing demonstration, huh? I fooled you. All right, so yeah, it's too hot in that garage gym. Don't ask that of me. It's so hot. It's like, the only time I'm able to work out in the summertime is in the morning. Like, get it done in the morning. If it doesn't happen in the morning, it doesn't happen at all. So yeah, and actually today was my rest day. Today is like mobility only, mobility and stretching. I actually took a 3-day weekend instead. I was like, I need an extra day. So I took out one of my leg days and I sacrificed that. I got everything else done plus one of the leg days. And I was like, let me take a 3-day weekend. I think I need a little bit of extra time for my body. And I will tell you this, like I never regret that choice. I'm always like, you know, if I know that I need to take a day and I don't listen to myself, I'm gonna regret it. So then the other thing that I was gonna do is side step ups. I have that listed, but I have to be out in the garage for that because I don't have a platform. But essentially what you would do is you would be up on the side, and this strengthens the side glutes right here, the glute medius that I was telling you. And you would, I mean, technically you could do that with a single leg squat. It's not gonna be the same thing though. You need some type of thing to step up on the side. So anyway, that's what I was going to do. We're gonna skip over that, and we're gonna do single leg bridges, okay? And that's gonna strengthen like the whole glute, especially like the underneath where like your hamstring and your glute tie in. It will work a little bit of the glute medius. Well, it kind of works like the whole thing really. So is your body still get sore the next day, or yeah, Luis, it's like hit or miss. I'm gonna be honest, it's a rare occasion these days. I mean, I will get sore. I'm not gonna say it's a rare occasion. I can get sore, but it's never like an intense, like, oh, you know, like I feel like I've tried every exercise in the book, and at this point, I mean, I have had a couple days where, like, let's say maybe I took like a week off or something like that from like glutes or whatever, or I've added in another exercise. But not as much, not nearly as much as I used to. And it's true. I mean, it's definitely true. Like your body does get used to the exercise. And while if I do try something new, depending on what it is, I might feel it more. But yeah, it's definitely not as much. But here's the thing with that though. The soreness factor is just because your body's not used to the exercise. Soreness is, and I think that's where people like get things kind of like they're a little confused. Sore doesn't mean that it's not a good workout. And in fact, you can make huge progress without being sore. So sore is not like a determinant of if it's a good workout or not, or if you were worked out too, like, you know, intense enough. So that's kind of like a misconception. People think that like, oh, well, you need to be sore. No, it's just that your body is not used to that exercise. It doesn't mean that you're not working that muscle, which makes sense, because think about all those like people out there who have been in the game for a long time and they're still in shape and they're still building muscle. If the soreness was a factor, like a determinant of if it was a good workout, we wouldn't even be making that much progress. Hopefully that makes sense. I tend to get so in depth with this stuff. Okay, so we're gonna do single leg bridges. And I am gonna show you the next thing in the carousel first. We've got 3 different belts. We're gonna show you, do I have 3 different belts in here? Yeah. We're gonna show you the first leather belt. There's 3 different kinds. This one doesn't have padding, okay? But ironically, it's my favorite.
This premium weightlifting belt by RDX is approved by the United States Powerlifting Association. It's also compliant with World Powerlifting Congress. It's made out of genuine cowhide leather, and it's 6 millimeters thick. It also has dual inner cowhide leather layers and inner suede lining. This is perfect for getting in those heavy lifts.
All right, so that's the first one. And let me know if you guys have any questions on that one. I'm just doing like 8 of these. I'm holding for a couple seconds. I'm even starting to kind of like, you really just kind of want to make it even. You don't want to go like too arched, or like just as up as you can. Don't arch your back or anything like that. In fact, you almost kind of want to tilt your pelvis under just a little bit. And you should. You don't even need weight for this exercise. It's just crazy how like intense it feels. All right, next side. This way you guys could get a good angle side too. I feel like it's great to see like both sides. And we're gonna show you the next leather belt. Now this is the leather belt that has the padding on the underside of it.
Sometimes support is needed when you're doing things like heavy squats or also deadlifts. That's why this RDX weightlifting belt really helps a lot. It's made out of cowhide leather, and it comes in 2 variations. One is the 4-inch padded lumbar back support, which you see here, or it also comes in a 6-inch padded lumbar back support as well. There are 10 adjustable holes, but you still need to make sure that you're getting the right size. This will definitely last you a very long period of time.
Almost done with this one. Okay. So I'm going to show you the next belt, which actually I'm just going to show you this one. I think Mr. Mod's going to have a hard time finding this one. So I'm actually just going to show it to you. Oh, here it is, right here. So this option, this one is the one that comes in different colors, because this is the only one that I have that is not leather. So it's very lightweight, and it has like a locking technique on the buckle part. Very heavy duty Velcro. But the cool thing is that you can get this in different colors. Every single one of these belts does have to be sized appropriately, so you do want to make sure it's not like a one size fits all product. This is a small, I think they're all smalls. One of them might be a medium. I think one of the belts is a medium. I want to say, I think I sized up in this one. I don't know if it actually says on here. It doesn't say. I'm pretty sure though, to be honest with you guys, I think this one, the one with the padding that I just showed you, I think this is the one that I sized up on. The other ones I have in a size small. Okay, so we're gonna get into, JJ is here, hi, welcome back. I feel like it's been a while. So we are gonna do side planks now, and that's actually the last exercise that we're doing, at least for today, right? So side plank is gonna do a couple things. It helps with balance, it helps with your abs, your obliques, but it's really gonna help with your QL and your lower back muscles as well. A lot of people don't realize that, but it really, really does help with that. Next thing I am gonna show you as we're getting into this side plank position is the RDX lifting wrist wraps. I think we have a video of that. If not, I can show those to you.
Instead of focusing on your grip when you're doing leg raises for those ab exercises, the RDX ab straps for your pull-up bar are an ideal piece of equipment to add to your home gym.
Now you can do them like this. I hold them for I don't know how long we're holding them for. Turn around like this and then just switch. I find it's easy to do that. That's why I like to put my feet like this. Your elbows should be underneath, right underneath your shoulder. So when you come back around like this, you should just be able to do this. I do like that just because it's a little bit easier. Hold for start out with 5 seconds and then kind of go from there. I like to do kind of alternating like that. All right, if you're looking at building the abs, like targeting the abs specifically, these RDX ab straps hook to like your squat rack.
Instead of focusing on your grip when you're doing leg raises for those ab exercises, the RDX ab straps for your pull-up bar are an ideal piece of equipment to add to your home gym.
All right, we'll do one more thing, I'll show you. We're gonna relax into the position. All right, so now what we're gonna do is, I'm reading Mr. Mod's comment here. Ankle straps. We're gonna show you guys ankle straps. I'm gonna show you another exercise. This is a hip opener. You see what I have here? My ankles are open and on the floor. So those ankle straps I can use them for abductor exercises, adductor exercises. So when you bring your leg in, when you bring it out, you can do the outer thigh, the inner thigh with those. Glute kickbacks like I was doing, very universal. Now I think wrist wraps are in here. I have the wrist wraps as well. Those are good for protecting the wrists.
Instead of letting your grip strength compromise your heavy lifting, use these RDX lifting wrist straps, which are ideal for getting in those heavy lifts.
I think
like
that's something
deadlifts
else.
and many other exercises where your grip strength might fail before the muscle group that you're working. They have 5mm thick neoprene padding, which makes it ideal for comfort. And these are washable. I would probably put these on the gentle cycle. This does come in different colors as well.
I think we went in a little different order there for you guys. So hold on, let me show you guys these. we won't ask him to play a thing. I'm gonna show you these up close. So these are what I was referring to. You're gonna get these are protecting the wrists. And you would actually get these if maybe you have weaker wrists. Oh, he has them, okay. There you go. Yeah, so those are great for protecting. I used to use these a lot when I was doing like CrossFit and stuff. I actually, funny story, I wasn't like as intense into CrossFitting, but I did do a little CrossFit stuff. And that's kind of like what sparked my interest in like regular weightlifting. I don't recommend CrossFit, by the way. All right, so we've got the RDX lifting hooks. I can actually, oh, you have them there? Okay. So those, okay, and I don't think we have any sound in that, so that's great. So those that come in different colors, but they're coated with the neoprene, and you can use them for like the pulling movements. You can use them for pull-ups like what I was doing, but honestly, they're like super universal. You can even use them for like deadlifts and things like that. They're kind of like, instead of using like straps, I would probably do something like that if that's kind of your thing. There's a lot of different options out there. Thor is here. Hi guys. I do my reps on sub sandwich sometimes, if you know what I'm talking about. What? Hi. I don't even know what's going on here. All right, the next one is the RDX sandbag. That is the last thing that we have in the carousel today from RDX. We're trying to feature multiple different things depending on like the type of workouts that we're doing, and you know, I like to switch it up a little bit, but the RDX bag is another good option. We're gonna show you, you can do numerous things with it, but it's a great thing if you have very minimal space. That's right, Eric. That's right. How are you? Welcome. I think this is the first time I am seeing you. So if you want to give us a follow, you know, we would really appreciate it. But yeah, come join the family. Also follow me on all social media platforms. But I'm gonna start doing some cool things also on YouTube. So check that out too. You can find me anywhere. If you type in like Christina Nietzsche, I'm literally, I can't hide. I mean, I'm like literally everywhere. But I do want to give a big shout out to RDX, who has sponsored the stream. We're going to be streaming again one more time this month. I believe it's on the 24th off the top of my head. We're going to be doing an actual workout. So I like to kind of mix things up because they do have some really good stuff for mobility and everything, like the mat that we were using today. So yeah, it's been great. Stick around because we got a little song for you that myself and Mr. Moderator created that we actually sang and put together. So if you want to hear it, then we've got it. We're going to play it for you guys. But again, thank you so much, RDX. Big shout out to RDX. Like I said, they have supplied me with all of these things, and I love their stuff. I use their stuff like pretty much every single day. I would say I work out 4 to 5 times a week now. I've really kind of streamlined my workouts. And if any of you are interested, I do. So I have this is pretty much like my routine. I have 2 leg days. I have a back, and I started incorporating biceps into that now, even though I avoided that for years. And then I do shoulders and triceps, and then I do did I say, yeah, 2 leg days, shoulder and triceps, back and bis. Yeah, 2 leg days. That's 4 days a week. 4 days a week. I've streamlined, and I love that. I absolutely love that. But yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you to all the new followers out there. We appreciate you becoming part of our family. If you guys have any questions, you know how to reach me. Make sure that you're following here on Amazon as well. And if you guys have any questions about the products, any last minutes, let me know before we run out of here and play our song for you guys. But other than that, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Hopefully you guys had a very peaceful weekend. And I will be live again. I have 2 more, 3 more. Don't I have 3 more? I'll be live Tuesday. Yeah, I'll be live Tuesday as well. We're doing a little fashion. Jan says, very good, really enjoyed it. Great energy and representation of products. Thank you for hanging in there with us. I appreciate it. All right, so let me say goodbye to everybody. We got Alan, Ray DeBay, Jan, Eric Mann is here, and he's new. Evans, Luis, Thor at your door. I always say Thor at my door. Let's see, who else is, we said goodbye to Alan. Who else are we missing here? Anybody? JJ, if you're still here, we're saying goodbye to JJ. I think that about wraps it up. I love my fam, you guys are awesome. But we're getting ready to head out here. Enjoy the song, and I will see you guys on Tuesday.
We gonna slow this thing down like it's 1973.
Mr. Mod, that's so early. That was before I was born.
Christina Nietzsche, you know I like early. You know why I like early?
Why do you like early, Mr. Mod?
Because I like getting up early.
Is that so you can be smooth?
No, I ain't trying to be smooth, but somebody told me in your stream that I was smooth, and you know what I told them?
What did you tell him?
I told him, hey man, you need to get a Mr. Mod shirt. You can tell Mr. Mod every time you wear it.
Where do you get a Mr. Mod shirt?
You get a Mr. Mod shirt at ChristinaNietzsche.shop.
Oh, ChristinaNietzsche.shop.
You know where else you can get in ChristinaNietzsche.shop?
What, Mr. Mod?
This awesome Rodecaster Pro 2.
The Rodecaster Pro 2 is pretty amazing.
Definitely is amazing. And guess what?
What, Mr. Mod?
You know what it's connected to?
What is it connected to?
The Blue Eddy.
Is that power station you can get on Amazon?
Absolutely.
At ChristinaNietzsche.shop.
ChristinaNietzsche.shop. Want to give a big shout out for everybody that came to our stream today.
Thank you guys for always showing up, and thank you for shopping on ChristinaNietzsche.shop. ChristinaNietzsche.shop, y'all. Now we're gonna break it down just like you break down a chair. Every time you shop on ChristinaNietzsche.shop, it helps support the channels that we can go live and show you guys demonstrations and help you choose products from Amazon.
cost you anything. Just go through the link, ChristinaNici.shop, support the channel, and we will bring products to you.